everyone, welcome back to SBR Pythons. Today we've got an unboxing slash review of a HERP Xotics rack. So a little bit about the company. HERP Xotics is Simon Ling's company. They do sort of low-end, applicable sort of, I don't know how to describe it. They're unique in the fact that they make racks that last, make racks to do exactly what they're designed to do, which is obviously keep the animals in perfect conditions. But they do it so that they don't make much profit from what I can gather. They do it at bare minimum sort of costs in terms of what they sell it to us at, so that we can get sort of low price, fairly priced racks. That's the only way I can describe it. I've got no first-hand experience until now, sort of thing. And a little bit of backstory on how I actually got this rack. I didn't pay for this, I must admit, straight off the top. And it's not a sponsorship deal. Simon's a friend, but we're not that good of friends. It's just that I won it on a prize sort of a raffle. I was having extremely good luck. You guys saw in the videos I wore some Rebel Regis t-shirts that I won in raffles for cancer research as well. And I just happened to win this as well. I got extremely lucky that day. Everything was going my way, and this just happened to be one of them. Firstly, I want to apologise for the background. As you can see, I'm back at this environment where I did the ham unboxing in September. That's because this is where I do my quarantining. So this is where this rack is going to be staying because it's perfect for quarantining. Because it's a 33 litre rack, as you'll see in a minute. But what I've also got is I've got dividers, not from HERP Xotics, sorry, but from a different company. And I'm going to be using them for hatchlings or subadults if I do pick any of them up, if that makes any sense to you guys. But yeah, I'm really excited to be getting one of these racks. I was going to buy one anyway. Sorry about that, Simon. No, I'm joking, buddy. I might still buy more, who knows, as the facility grows and as I need more quarantining space. But I'm definitely happy to have got this one because it is a safe cost. And at the end of the day, where you can save costs is good because, the £300, which I believe is the buy price for this, I can invest into more LP racking or into an animal or something like that. So it's good where I can save costs. But, if I would have bought it anyway is what I'm trying to say. But without further ado, I will actually try and get into this thing. I'll try and record as I'm doing it, but I might end up time-lapsing it because I'm not sure how I'm going to get in it, quite frankly, but we'll give it a go. But yeah, so I've got a knife, obviously, but let's see how I can actually get into it. Hopefully it's easy enough to get into. I thought this came flat-packed, but apparently I was wrong. It doesn't. So I'm guessing that this is ready-made, ready-built, whatever you want to say. But once we've got into it, we'll have a proper look at it. And yeah, I'm going to run it for sort of 2 or 3 days. And then I'll sort of give you guys a review on how it's holding temperatures and stuff like that. Now, obviously I've not got no animals picking up. I do hope you can hear me over all the horrible noises from the cardboard. I've got no animals obviously to put in it because I've not picked anything up recently. And I'm not going to put any of my animals in it, especially with the breeding season. My girls are comfortable, my males are comfortable, and I don't want to mess that up, sort of thing. And I've not got no hatchlings at the minute. In terms of, only 2 of my animals are 1 kilo or less now. Everything else is over 1 kilo, so it just makes sense to leave them in the environment that they're happy in, not just to test this rack. But yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be seeing this. It's taken a lot less time to get into it than I thought it was going to be honest. So I had this delivered while I was at work this morning by Cold Blooded Movements. I don't know what to say, that's exactly who I use for my courier and as well, you guys know that. So, getting into it slowly but surely, guys. I apologise for the noise. If you guys are using headphones, I'm sure this sounds horrendous. And if it didn't, that did. But all the packaging is good, obviously, because minimalises the risk of damage upon delivery, I would say, as of a guess. But yeah, I'll probably time-lapse it from here, guys, because I'm going to have to flip it up to get it open and stuff like that. So I'll catch you guys in a minute. If I don't time-lapse it because I'm not very good with camera work and I'm not sure if my brother can do that or anything like that, then I'll see you guys in a minute. But otherwise, one way or another, I'll speak to you guys in a minute. So here we have it then, guys, the HERP Xotics rack. I don't know if my brother can sort of zoom in, but you've obviously got the tubs, but you've also got the HERP Xotics sort of logo and all of the sort of levels, which I really like. So initial reactions from unboxing this rack. It looks incredible. It does look really incredible, I must admit. The packaging was incredible as well. As you saw, there's all the cardboard and everything for the packaging. But it also had this bloom film, which I'm not sure if I've shown or not, because I'm not sure how this video is going to come out. But first initial reactions, as I say, what I really like about the top is it's got the 4 pieces, so you can stack more of these racks on top, which is incredible. In the top tub, I've got, obviously, the pulse proportionate thermostat from Habistat, which is the absolute best that I would say, in my opinion. Absolutely incredible. It's what I use for all of mine. So, you know, top stat comes with it. In the back, I don't know if we've shown B-roll or something like that. I'm sure my brother will work it all out. But what we've got in the back is we've got the heat mat, which obviously covers you know, at least a third of the tub. What I also like about this is, I don't know if you can see, if you look at my finger there's an indentation. So when you put the tub in, the tub isn't directly on the heat mat, because that can risk burning through the plastic of the tub and obviously hit the animal, which is really well designed. At the back, you've got that hole. If we take the camera around the back while I talk about it, we've got the holes at the back where you can put the plugs through, which is really a fantastic design there, Simon. As you can see, the plugs come easily through, and they also sit in that slot there. Absolutely perfect. And then what I find incredible about this rack is whether you've got one stat or multiple stats, you've got all of these holes down the side, which at first I thought was just a production, but I think it's actually where you put the probe through so it can sit directly on the mat. And if that's what it's for, which I'll find out when I go upstairs and plug it in, then that's an incredible design. But definitely love this rack from first sort of reactions. The logo on the front looks absolutely incredible. I'm really chuffed with how this has come out. So I'm really happy with the rack, as I say. So here we are then, guys. I've had this up and running. If you can't tell, I'm now upstairs in my nan's house, which is where I do my quarantining. I set it all up about, it must have been 3 or 4 days ago now, and I've had it running. I've got the stats set to 32 like I do on all my other racks down the road, where the sort of all the other reptiles sort of are kept. My snakes, obviously, specifically, that's all I do. But I just thought I'd come back and give you guys a little bit of a review. I will be honest in my reviews. You know, I'm friends with Simon, but at the same time, I wouldn't want Simon to just hear all the positives. If I've got any negatives, I'd like to sort of relay them to him. There's only one that I can see or think of, which I'm sure is correctable. But I will highlight it today, so I hope you don't mind, Simon. I'm just giving an honest review. But there are plenty of positives, I must say, off of the bat. So one of the positives for me is the air spacing in between the tops is absolutely perfect, because this means I don't have to solder any holes into it, which is fantastic. And as I said, the probe, as I showed you at the back, I can't show you again now because I've got it all in here nice and tight. But at the back, you've got those sort of holes which are for putting the probe through, and so they sit perfectly on the mat. The only negative with this, but you're going to get this with any rack, is it's really hard to get the probe in there and stuck down in the right place, because obviously you can't take it apart unless you was to put the probe on when you was building it, like you do on the LPs and things like that. But with sort of it's more of a basic design, I would say, because it's similar to that sort of homemade wood design. It does exactly what it's meant to do. The general tidiness of it is fantastic. It really does look nice and professional. I think I said, I've watched the clip back, and I said it's low cost. It's not low cost at all. What I mean is it's low priced in terms of they're going to be spending whatever to build it, but they don't add much profit onto the price of the actual rack itself. That's how come it's so affordable. You know, £300 at retail price is an incredible price for a fully functioning rack. The only negative that I do want to highlight is this top tub, for some reason, is running at the exact same. However, the inside of the tub, if you can see that, is running at 27. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the shot or focused, but for some reason, it's not running. The temperature isn't getting through the tub. Now, if you go onto the actual heat mat itself, the heat mat's running at 32.9, which is absolutely perfect. So I'm not sure what's going on there. And you could say it might be the heat gun, but the rest of the tubs are running absolutely perfectly. I mean, I'm just testing them a couple for you guys now. I mean, look at that, 31.6, it wasn't 31.8. You know, so it's in that bang on range, so I'm not exactly sure why that one tub isn't doing that. And I will reach out to you, Simon, because that's the only negative I can find with it right now. And I'll try and find out what that is, and I'll just sort of disclose that with you, and so you can try and figure out if anyone else has had that or something, because it's very peculiar for one tub to not let the heat through, whereas the rest of them are doing it in the exact same design. It makes no sense to me. So the final couple of points that I want to mention on it that have just come to mind is I love how the electrics are so tidy at the back. You're not going to be able to see them here, but they've left an indentation for the cable to go through from the heat mat, which makes it extremely tidy back there, which I'm really a fan of. And I just generally think this is a really tidy rack, as I mentioned, which is absolutely brilliant. So my plans with this rack are obviously to leave it here for now while I'm living at my parents'. And I've also got a Melamine V18 rack, so a hatchling rack, which I'm going to be putting on the top here for my quarantining until I move out, and then I'll just move it out and put it in my living room or in a separate room or something. But that's exactly what this rack is going to be used for, is quarantining. So I really do appreciate it as a quarantine rack. I love this rack for quarantining. But then again, as I say, I just need to get the one top tub issue fixed as such, if it is an issue. Just try and figure out what's going on there. But I don't want to highlight on that. It's generally, it's a fantastic rack, and I would definitely recommend it. So yeah, get yourselves out there and get one of these guys if you want an affordable rack that does exactly what they're designed to do. Obviously, being only 5, I'm not sure if you can get more in terms of 6, 7, 8, or whether it is just 5 at the minute. But you can layer it up, as I say, due to having these connector pieces on the top, which is fantastic. But if you can't, maybe you can do it another way, and this is how you can limit yourself. So there we go, guys. That was the first sort of product review on the channel of a HERP Xotics rack. Unboxing it all the way through to reviewing it. I hope you guys appreciate that. Maybe it'll give you guys a better insight into if you're looking at one of these racks. And I hope you don't mind too much, Simon, sorry, at me highlighting the one negative I've found. It's only fair for me to relay it across to everyone that's watching this, and I'm sure as a businessman you would want me to do that as well, so that you can potentially get in touch with me, or I'm going to be getting in touch with you in this case and figure out what's going on there. I think that's completely reasonable for me to do. But yeah, I definitely think you guys will enjoy this video, because I know a lot of people have been getting these racks or looking at these racks. So hopefully, this will help some people out. I have also got an LP rack on the way. I'm not sure whether you'll be seeing this before or after the LP unboxing and building video that I'm going to be doing. But otherwise, it'll be on Instagram, Facebook, so I'll sort of flash up a picture now if I remember to, of the LPs as well. But yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to relay that's just come into my head, actually. Talking about negatives, you'll see me reviewing the LP as well. And there's one negative that automatically comes to mind there. And even though they're my favourite racks, I'm going to be honest about them. And so that has to include the negatives. And that's, again, what I'm trying to relay across by, relaying the one negative I've found here. But yeah, I really don't want to focus on that. It's a fantastic rack. Thank you very much, Simon, for, the rack. And yeah, I'm rambling as I always do. It's kind of one of my things unintentionally. So yeah, I'll see you guys again next week. Who knows what the video will be. But yeah, I'll definitely be here. And so thank you very much for watching, guys. And yeah, I'll see you next week.